Today I want to talk about a really fantastic communication tool called being passive-aggressive or passive-aggressive tendencies. This is a fantastic communication tool that you can use in any circumstance. The best thing about being passive-aggressive is that anybody can use it, even you. You see, that was an example of being passive-aggressive. I'm not telling you directly that I think that you're a complete idiot. I'm saying it in a very subtle, kind of jokey, funny way, but still putting a little bit of doubt into your mind as to whether or not you can be passive-aggressive or not. The reason you want to use passive-aggressive behaviors and techniques is to corrode your relationships. That means that any relationships that you enter into, by being passive-aggressive, you can make sure that they break down really quickly. Now, I have mentioned, if you were listening, that passive-aggressive tendencies and behaviors and language can be used in any circumstances. So let's have a look at some of them. You can use it in your workplace. Bosses, employees, this is the best one for you to use if you want to undermine your employees and make them feel like they are somehow less than you, less than what you are because you're the boss, right? So what you can do is just constantly make little comments about the things that they do, undermine them at every example, every stage that you're able to undermine them. And also, if they've done a task that you don't think is quite right, instead of coming and directly saying, I'd appreciate it if you can do this in a different way, just make little snide comments like, oh, it's fine, it'll be okay, don't worry about it. This is a great way to build up disloyalty quicker than if you actually were to cut their salaries or cut out any benefits. So, what a great way to move your business forward with happy, excited employees. You can also be passive-aggressive with your friends. So if you don't want to be invited to social events or have friends, you could just be really passive-aggressive all the time. And then finally, you can use it in relationships. So a great way to use being passive-aggressive in relationships is, right, your partner does something you don't like, but instead of thinking about how that makes you feel and talking to them about it in a rational, logical, nice way, you can just say, no, I'm fine, and undermine everything that they do as well. Sarcasm is a fantastic way of showing that you're passive-aggressive, and the bitier the sarcasm, and then labeling it as sarcasm, is a really fantastic way of being passive-aggressive. Why would you want to be passive-aggressive? Well, if we look at the alternatives for a moment, really understanding who you are as a person that leads to personal growth and development. Nowadays, we want quick fixes. We want to be able to navigate through this life without having to really think about who we are and think about how what we do affects other people. And I know that that's what you want, are those quick fixes in life. So if you're passive-aggressive, you negate your need to actually explore who you are and discover different communication tools that will benefit and bring healthy relationships into your life. Also, if you're passive-aggressive, it means that you can surround yourself with people that are similar. You know how they say that like attracts like? So whatever you're putting out there is what you're going to be getting back. So the more sarcastic, passive-aggressive, and nasty you are, the more of that kind of behavior you will attract back to you in unhappy and broken relationships. So it's one of those win-win situations. Now, another thing about being passive-aggressive is you also can bypass the need to really forgive people. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. Why are people often passive-aggressive? We're passive-aggressive sometimes when we feel we don't have a voice. We're not able to tell our boss, I really don't like you and you make me feel small and insignificant. But if I tell you this, then you're probably going to fire me and I'm going to have to go on government benefits and feel horrible for the rest of my life. So instead of me trying to find a healthy way of communicating this to you or choosing the path of forgiveness and tolerance, what I'll do is I'll withhold skills that I'm supposed to be helping your business develop, or I'll make snide comments, or I'll do any kind of passive aggressive things to kind of give back at you because if I can't tell you how I feel, getting back at you is the best way for me to kind of get what I want, but not really, but still I feel like a good person about it. So let's talk about forgiveness and tolerance. So if you can't really communicate what you want to a person, there is a choice of forgiving them. It requires effort, and sometimes you just have to look within and think, you know, I can't understand why you do the things that you do, but I respect you as a person, and I understand there might be things going on in your life that have caused you to act that way, and it's not about you being personal to me, it's just about you experiencing life and projecting it onto me. But that really takes a lot of effort, and again, personal growth, which I know you're really not interested in. So the best way to negate that is just being passive aggressive. Don't be tolerant, don't be forgiving, don't kind of put it into one of those, I just have to grant it to you to let you live your life the way you do. Being passive aggressive, really recommend it to anybody. Try it out, see how nasty you can be without being directly nasty. Withhold affection, withhold any type of whatever somebody asks you to do, just withhold it. Be sarcastic, be bitey. I know you can do it. See, there was another way of just being sarcastic is I'm not really giving you support and saying I know you can do it. I'm just kind of saying it because I want to be passive aggressive.